Hi there, this is Positive Energy back with a review of Being Mary Jane. Now, I haven't reviewed this in a very long time because the show hasn't been on for 2 years. So I'm here today with the series finale. BET did not renew Being Mary Jane. Unfortunately, I felt like it was a very good show. Really going through the whole process of watching Mary Jane, also known as Pauletta, go through life. You know, she is an anchor woman, a journalist, single, went through a lot of different, dating, dealing with her being a self-saboteur because she definitely was, making really rash decisions sometimes, balancing her work life with her personal life, which also would include her family. So we went through all the different years, and we started out with her in the very first episode. She was dating a married man. Now, she didn't know at first that he was married. That was Andre. She had no idea he was married. And Andre didn't even come out and tell her up front. She had to find out by stepping on his wedding ring as she was getting ready to leave. So she ended up still being with him after not speaking to him for a while. And she continued on to date him until she finally, decided that this wasn't the right thing to do. In this last series, she gets married. Okay. And here's where, again, there are issues with her and the men that she, was dealing with in the series finale. Justin was angry with Mary Jane because she was part of the decision-making crew for deciding who was going to be the senior executive producer at Good Day USA. And it came down to him and Kara. Kara's her best friend. Now, Kara's the one who got her, brought her to New York and got her with Good Day USA in the first place. Kara's been her ride-or-die chick. And so, she chose Kara over Justin. Justin didn't like it. Justin got angry, and he didn't say, look, I'm going to have a few days to myself and get back to you. He just left, okay? And that devastated Mary Jane. She didn't understand, she was really hurt. Because, like I said, he didn't give a time frame. He didn't say, look, I need a few days to myself to sort things out. He just up and left. So she's thinking that she's no longer in a relationship as far as she's concerned. So she decides, you know what? I'm alone. I might as well go ahead because she's always wanted to have a baby. So she decides to go ahead and do the whole, insemination process. She didn't know she was pregnant yet. So when she gets back to the house and Justin's already there, he gets on bended knee and asks her to marry him. She says yes, without saying, hey, look, I made a decision. This is what's going on. I won't know if I'm pregnant until this day or whatever the case may be. Didn't say anything. Went along with the program. Find out that she's pregnant. She tells Justin. And Justin gets upset with her because, he had no idea. He felt like he had only been gone for 48 hours. How could she make such a decision like that? But, again, she said, you were gone. I didn't know you were going to come back. So Justin leaves again. He couldn't handle the information. He leaves. This time he leaves. I don't even know how long he was gone. He left. And then in comes Morris Chestnut. His character name is Bo. Now, Bo was a friend from college. I think they dated. Well, at least they were cool with each other in college. And he's always had a thing for Mary Jane, but Mary Jane, really didn't reciprocate it, I guess. Broke his heart. He ends up getting married and getting divorced. So she's at Lamar's class. So she's looks like about 6 months pregnant at this point. She's at Lamar's class. She's by herself. She's looking around at the other ladies, and they all have their significant others with them. And she's by herself. So she's, she gets out of class. One of the instructors was talking about nutrition and eating kale and very healthy. And Mary Jane actually had a sandwich, I think it was a Polish, in her bag, and she was eating on that. And then she got sick, so she was throwing up in the garbage can. Here comes the knight in shining armor. Here comes Bo. Bo's there. Bo wants to take her out. They meet her for lunch. And Bo doesn't care about her being pregnant. He still wants to date her. So he's giving her the emotional support that she wanted and that she needed, I guess, because she didn't have anyone. He fulfilled that emotional need that was there. Okay. But it doesn't mean that she was in love with him, which she really wasn't. She loved the idea of him being there and supporting her and helping her, but her heart just wasn't into it. As we soon find out, Justin returns. Mary J goes into labor. She's on set. She goes into labor. She's got toxemia, preeclampsia, so they have to deliver the baby, and I think she's like at the end of her 7th month. And Justin shows up at the hospital. And Kara's there already. He tells Kara that, he heard about it on Twitter or something. And Kara's like, stop lying. You don't even like social media. So he was like, okay, he was concerned, but don't tell Mary Jane that he was there. He just wanted to make sure she was all right. So based on that, Kara decided, after we find out, of course, that Kara is dealing with breast cancer. And because it runs in her family, she has opted to have both of her breasts removed. This is a big deal. She's still dealing with Orlando. She doesn't want to tell anybody. She's obviously worried. She's going through a lot of emotions at this point. She finally tells MJ, and it has MJ to be her executor of her estate if anything were to happen. It's a very emotional thing. And come to find out, the woman that played Kara also dealt with a breast cancer situation in her personal life, and she wanted to include this in this episode. So that was a remarkable thing to do. Okay, so let's take a break from MJ and Kara and Justin and Bo for the moment. We got, family issues. So Niecy, who's working at Claire's beauty salon, gets upset. She comes in and she sees, I don't know if she was late. I guess she was late one day. I'm not sure. I think she was late. She gets there late and she sees her client in another stylist chair, and she gets really upset and she goes off on both of them. Then she talks to the owner, talks to Claire and says, Claire, you should do something about this. This isn't right. Claire's letting her know, look, you're here to be professional. This is not professional behavior. A client can choose to go to whichever stylist they want. If you're not available, they go to someone else. It's not that big of a deal. Understand the business. That's just how it works. Well, Niecy didn't understand that, or didn't want to understand it, and she decides to quit. And after she quits, she decides she wants to get her own business, get her own salon. She goes to this place that helps you with business writing and writing your business plan. And the guy she meets is obviously very smitten with her, and he decides to help her out with writing a business plan. She presents the business plan to the family. Now, this is right after her graduation from cosmetology school, and she presents the plan, and she wants $50,000 investment from them. And they are not, they're saying, well, you haven't shown consistency. You just graduated. You need to build up your clientele. This is a little too fast. Mary J suggested, why don't you go back to Claire, get your job back, get your clientele up, and then in a couple of years, we can revisit this whole situation. Niecy didn't like that. She was disappointed. She felt like they did not really take what she's doing seriously. They were not being supportive. Also on the family front, we got the mom and dad. They are going through a divorce. Mr. Patterson is not here for Mrs. Patterson because of the cheating situation. And this is the thing that I felt like was probably more unrealistic. Men have a harder time dealing with cheating than women in terms of forgiveness factor. They just don't. Their ego, once their ego is bruised, it's bruised. But, he's willing to listen to what the sons are saying and, decide to give this a second chance. And they do. They at the end, at the wedding, he's very happy with her. He bought 2 tickets to go to, I think, the islands, Jamaica or something. So they're going to make a go at it again. So that was really, really good to see. But it was good to see, but to me, it just seemed unrealistic. I don't know. But for the reasons I gave already. I really felt like, I know they've invested so many years, 40 plus years married. But when Mrs. Patterson told him that he never really lit her fire, basically she settled. I just don't see him recovering from that ever. That's just hard. But anyway, they get back together. Eventually, because he wanted to sell the house and move back to Mississippi. So he did sell the house. He sold it to PJ. And the family got together and they helped put together a salon in the house. And PJ said, this will help you. This will give you your start. And then eventually you can move on and get a larger salon once you build up your clientele. So that worked out great. Okay, getting back to Bo and Justin. So we get to this event. Bo and Justin are supposed to go to this black tie affair. Bo shows up. I guess he's Mary Jane's, date. And Justin is there. They meet each other. Bo is telling Justin, I already know, we can get past the pleasantries. I already know that you are still interested in Mary Jane. I can tell by the look and all this and that. They end up getting into a fight, a physical fight. So Mary Jane didn't take up for Bo. Mary Jane was just like, you know what, whatever. She ends up going over to find Justin. Justin is he bought a ranch. So he's at his ranch house. It's under renovation. She goes there, talks to him. Basically, they love each other. They get together physically. They have their intimate moment. The babysitter, her nanny, calls her and says her father is sick. She needs to get to her father's house. So she comes, Mary Jane comes back. Justin brings her back into the city. And she tells the babysitter, don't worry about it. Get to go to your family. It's all right. I'm the mom. I'll deal with it. The baby has colic. So she told about going in the bathroom and running a hot shower for the baby and everything. It usually helps. And that's what she does. And Justin is there and he's singing to the baby. They're just really all bonding. We get a knock on the door. Mary J goes to the door. It's Bo. He got flowers. Now he's going to propose to her. She's standing there looking like, what is going on here? Here comes Justin out the bathroom with the baby. And next scene is the wedding. And it's her standing there at the mirror. And her mom comes to the door and says, okay, it's time, Pauletta. And when we see the groom, it is Justin. And they get married. So that is the happy little bow on the series finale. Like I said, I don't think neither one of the guys were a good fit for Mary Jane, but her heart was with Justin, and she chose Justin. In the end, that was the man that she loved. That's the man that she wanted. I think Mary Jane was always attracted to men that were difficult, gave her a hard time, as opposed to the ones that were always there by her side and were very accommodating. Bo was very accommodating. Lee, which I know a lot of people didn't like Lee, but he was also very accommodating. She didn't like that. Even though there were men in her past that were not as accommodating, like Sheldon, for example, I don't know what, he was such a narcissist. She couldn't even deal with that. He didn't want to have kids, and he was too much of a control freak, so she didn't even deal with that. David, she was in love with David for a while, but, she really gave David the runaround. So eventually he was just like, I gotta go. So yeah, that's the series finale. I am so sorry that this show ended, but it is what it is. And I'm really grateful for the cast. They did a really good job over the years. And we're going to have to keep moving forward. Talk to you later.